A newly released report from Heartland Forward shows that more immigrants are making their way to the Heartland states like Nebraska and are leaving coastal states like California and New York.
Well, some surprising new numbers from the southern border. Agents report seeing between 10 to 12,000 migrants crossing into the U.S. every single day for the past few weeks. The number of encounters this month alone has surpassed 200,000. That is far more than last month.
Nebraska is home to 30,000 refugees. About 1,200 are moving to our state every year. Now agencies in Omaha and Lincoln are preparing for new faces from new countries, even the possibility of some from Syria.
Immigration debate involving children comes to Nebraska. Today we learned nearly 200 undocumented children have been placed in our state, and Republican Senator Mike Johann says they should be sent back.
Nebraska's population was rapidly increasing and diversifying. Nebraska benefited tremendously from the immigration. The population of the state went from 29,000 in 1860 to over 1 million just 20 years later, most of it fueled by foreign immigration.
President of the Greater Omaha Chamber, David Brown, says specific programs have been put in place to attract a more diverse workforce.
Last week, 9,000 people were booked out with those notices to appear, and more than 8,000 in another single day. Now, those numbers are much higher. For perspective, what we normally see is about 5,000 to 6,000 individuals released with one of those NTAs on a daily basis.
They make our community more diverse, and they're revitalizing areas of the city that has been, abandoned.
Coming from Burma, Ethiopia, Afghanistan, just to name a few. Even Syria is now a possibility. When they would get here is unknown, but Arabic translators are needed.
KETV News Watch 7's Kyle Gravlin is live with new details at 6.
And those children are mostly from Central America. As Congress and the President debate U.S. immigration policy and how to handle the flood of immigrants, local charities and attorneys are stepping in to help these children.
By 1900, half of the state's population had either been born in another country or had parents who had been. Even today, rich ethnic groups still exist throughout the state, a testament to the rich heritage established over 150 years ago.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. We begin with developing news about one of the largest ever Homeland Security investigations that includes a Minnesota business.
Federal authorities say special agents executed a series of criminal arrest warrants today in Minnesota and Nebraska involving illegal immigrants and their treatment.
I think there's always growing edges for us and for every congregation around an inclusion that's meaningful, around language, around eliminating as many barriers as we can.
Researchers and economists say this increase in immigrants to the area is a positive for the overall population.
We've been reporting here at News Nation some of those court dates. We've seen them as far out as 2029. So we did reach out to the National Border Patrol Council. They provided a statement about working on the holidays saying, quote, Border Patrol agents are more than willing to sacrifice holidays to protect our fellow Americans. But what we are doing is not enforcing our laws. Because of bad policy, our government is allowing cartels to control our border.
The immigration laws are extraordinarily complex, very, very, very complex. In fact, some judges have even compared it to tax law in the level of complexities.
Charles Shane Ellison is legal director with the Nebraska chapter of Justice for Our Neighbor, which provides immigration legal services.